Good morning, everybody. We're live from Houston, Texas. Today's Tuesday, September 25th, and it's show number 106. I'm sorry I'm a little bit late because I'm a little out of breath. Smurphy's Law says that just because I'm about to go live at 11, that means the workers in the house have to talk to me. So here we are, a little bit late. I was going to look at my monitor, see what I look like. I fiddled with the lights and stuff because I was hoping it would make it a little bit better, but I'm not sure it did. I still feel like I'm glowing orange. Good morning, everyone. Lots of people in the chat room this morning. Captain Deborah, Captain Diana, Captain Melissa, Captain Terry, Captain Cheryl. Did I miss anyone that came in while I was gone? I don't think so. So anyway, Captain Diana wanted to know, do I have to hit a button to go live or is it automatic? No, I have to hit a button because that would be funny if it just went live and it's an empty chair. I don't know. I think there is a way to make it go live automatically, but I don't choose that option for obvious reasons. Oh, good. Look at my monitor right here. Everything looks fine. Just center it a little bit more like that. There we go. Now you can see the word housekeeper, but you can't see me. Okay, anyway, so good morning, everybody. I hope you had a good day yesterday. I went back and reviewed the show, and sure enough, I think the paint fumes had made me feel a little loopy yesterday. I had to laugh my way through it when I watched it because it was like, uh-oh. Drew's been hitting the paint fumes. But it's okay. I survived. Good morning, Melissa. Good morning, Captain Charles. Woo, slid right in there. Barely made it. It's good to see you. So yeah, I was a little loopy when I left, but it was okay. But once I got out of the house and was breathing normal air, it was fine. And what's really good is, the dogs are at daycare, right? Because I'm a little worried about the fumes. But Miss Chandler, I have her in the man cave with the door shut, and I had closed all the vents and had a window of fresh air in there. And when I came back from lunch, I entered through that room so I could smell what it smelled like, with fresh lungs. And sure enough, there were absolutely no fumes back there at all. And, so she's fine. That's good because her little tiny lungs don't need to be smelling all these fumes. If it was making me loopy, I can't imagine it would just probably drive her insane. So, but when I was talking to the painters just now, they said, these fumes, how bad these fumes are? When they seal the floors, it'll be twice this bad. So, I'm tempted to go high-class homeless for a couple days when they do the sealer. I think it's polyurethane. But the gang's almost here, Captain Charles. Yes, it is. So yeah, I'm going to. So I went and got the dogs at. Because the painters left, right? The painters left while I was at lunch. House was wide open. It's okay. Nothing happened, so it doesn't matter. So I came home, and so it was about 1 p.m., so the painters were already gone, so I wouldn't open some windows. And then by the evening, by the time I brought the dogs home, it didn't smell bad at all in here anymore. So, as the paint dries and it airs out, the fumes go away, right? And I did verify that they're using oil paint because it's the baseboards, and oil paint, of course, hardens much harder and much more durable and easier to clean in the long run. So I'm glad they're using an oil base, but it does smell worse. Anyway, what are you gonna do? I don't have to do it. That's all that matters. So they're gone, and they will not be coming back. The painters will not be coming back until after the floors have been finished, because they're going to come back and do one more coat on the baseboards, because they'll have to touch up where the stain and the sanders and everything are probably going to mess up the baseboards a little bit. So they're going to be back in a couple weeks. They left their paint here, so that's good, because if I wanted to touch up anything myself too, I can use the paint that they're using. They're using Sherwin-Williams for what it's worth. Anyway, so they just left, so the houses, I can go open it up when the show's over and get all these fumes out of here, so that's really good. It's rainy a little bit, but not stormy, so I think the windows that I'll open won't have any trouble with rain coming in, so that's good. But the humidity's up, so it's going to cause the paint to dry slower. It's a give and take, y'all. Oh, I wanted to tell you, Captain Terry, I put the banana bread recipe I was talking about yesterday on my Captain Housekeeper website. So y'all, if you go into the show description, if you can't see it, you have to push the little button that says show more, or a little downward arrow button, and you can see a link to my banana bread recipe. This was my mama's banana bread recipe, and it is wonderful. I love it. So everyone's giving it thumbs up. Thank you so much, everyone. I'm a little loopy again. I can feel it. I think it's those paint fumes. And I apologize. Melissa says she has to give thumbs up at the end, otherwise she loses the chat. Okay, yeah, well, do it whenever you need to, but please give these shows a thumbs up if you're enjoying them. Diana says, does it have high altitude instructions? You mean on how to give a thumbs up or how to bake the banana bread? If you're talking about banana bread, no, because I live at sea level and I don't know how to do that, Captain Diana. So you're going to have to use your own intuition to adjust for high altitude. I know Deborah lives at a higher altitude also, so she might have to adjust it also. Captain Terry bought extra bananas yesterday. Way to have faith. I'm glad it worked out, Captain Terry. I want a full report on whether or not you like the recipe. I'm sure you're going to love it. So everybody's froze up. You know what happened, y'all? Not only, if you're on an iPhone, not only was there an operating system update, but there was also a YouTube update. Both of those this morning came in on my iPad. So I had to upgrade 2 different things this morning to get this to work. So if you're on an Apple device, it's possible there was a YouTube update this morning. So make sure you always keep those updated so you don't freeze. Speaking of freezing, that banana bread freezes perfectly. So you can make big batches of it and keep it in the freezer. It's absolutely delicious. I just love banana bread. So anyway, so yesterday, remember, we were talking about getting ready for fall. So I hope y'all had that on your mind last night as you were milling around your house. What I started doing, because I think of all the things I talked about, it's the one that appealed to me the most, is I started taking things off the counter and storing them underneath in cabinets. So things I would normally keep out, like I keep my Instant Pot out on my counter because I use it so often. But I wanted to clear that space so visually it's more, so I put my toaster oven down below and I put my Instant Pot down below, and it's clearing the counters off nicely. So it's nice, big, open spaces. I don't know what I'm going to do there. Hopefully I'm going to do some baking. I'm very excited. But so that's the first thing I'm going to do, is get my counters cleared off to get ready for the fall activities. Let the baking begin. Oh, Captain Deborah says she's never had to adjust the recipe, but she puts 1 more banana in it after she gets the cup of bananas to make it nice and moist. Good, so you put extra banana in it. That's a great tip, Deborah. Captain Terry asks, how long will the smell remain in the house once the final coat is applied? I think till it dries, Terry. Most things smell until they dry. So I'm guessing, but I'm going to think until it dries, and it should dry overnight. And the only reason I think it'll dry overnight is because they're going to put 1 coat one day and come back the next day and sand it. So it has to be dry if they're going to sand it again. So I think it's safe to say that the smell would be around just for a day. Probably what I will do if I do I said do. If I do leave the house, I'll probably put the dogs, I'll lodge them at their daycare, because that's a lot of animal to try to take somewhere else. And then I'll probably just get a little Airbnb close to here, just for a couple nights. That wouldn't be too expensive and it wouldn't be too inconvenient. And if it's close enough, I can still come to the house and check on the house and stuff. We have lots of security cameras everywhere, so I could keep an eye on everything too. Oh, Captain Diana says, I have an appliance garage in the corner of her counter. Oh my gosh, I've always wanted an appliance garage, Diana. But honestly, I always have. I think they're the most fascinating kitchen cabinet things you can have because you could put stuff away and you just close it and you don't see it. And it just makes everything look so tidy and you just have to open it when you need those appliances. I love that. You know what I always wanted too? My house is way too old for these shenanigans. But have you ever seen one of those, they open up the bottom cabinet and they pull out and it's like a shelf that pulls out and it has their KitchenAid mixer right on it? And then they can use it and clean it up, and when they're done, it just kind of, it's on springs and it just goes down under. I would love that. That would be so much fun. Great way to store it, and then very convenient to pull it out. My house is way too small for that. If you saw how small my kitchen was, you'd wonder how I got anything done. It's ridiculous. But it's pretty. I like it. So today, since the dogs are at daycare, I'm going to sort laundry out here on the bed in the bar. I have a bed in a bar. Because, you know, like Tamaya, like I said, Tamaya is a sock snatcher. So I'm going to sort out the laundry and try to get as much of that done today, especially now that the painters are gone. I'm going to, you know, now I can get in there and start working too. So I'm going to go in there and evaluate what I might need and head over to Home Depot because there's some damage on the walls just from age. And they banged up a few of the corners. I'm not going to worry about it. I can fix it myself. So I'm going to get in there and try to get as much of the damage repaired today. So maybe I can start painting tomorrow. I put up a couple swatches, remember I said on my Instagram. And I agree. I concur with what everyone's saying too. I think the alabaster white will be much prettier of the two options. I had like a frosty cold white that I was considering also, but I'm going to go with the alabaster because I like how warm it is and it looks really great now. I can see it next to the bright white trim. It's going to be really nice. So I want to get going on that project. Captain Charles says, make sure you go outside every once in a while so you don't get too high folding clothes. I tell you what, Charles, this is just like living in Mexico again. I'm so happy right now. No, I'm exaggerating a little bit, but yeah, I can feel it, and I can feel it in my lungs a little bit. It's starting to hurt a little bit. So I'm going to probably go to lunch, because that's a good break to get out and breathe air, come home, do some work, go to Home Depot, come home, and you know, by that time the paint will be drier and drier, so it should be better. I'm not stoned. I'm just having fun, Captain Deborah. Yeah, Deborah's kitchen isn't big enough to have an appliance garage either, but yeah. Good for you, Captain Diana. She got spoiled when they built their house. I love it. If I ever leave Houston, which could happen, obviously, because as life develops, we live in different places. But if I ever, my dream is to get a piece of property and build a house. So maybe in a few years I can do that. And of course, the whole house will revolve around the kitchen. The kitchen's the main priority if I were to build a house, because there's so many things I would love to have in the kitchen that I just don't have. Pool cleaner's supposed to come today. I got it unlocked, but you know, it's raining out there, so I'm not sure they're going to show up. I'm not going to do it myself. It's a prepaid service, so I'm not going to do it. Anyway, so that's my day. Thanks for stopping in. Captain Dinah says, I think I'm going to have Arby's for lunch. Oh, I love Arby's so much. I love roast beef. I've never tried their gyros, though. No, I don't know how you pronounce that word either, so. Oh, Captain Deborah's mess. I must have missed some stuff. Anyway, no, I haven't tried the gyros. Unfortunately, Diana, for Arby's at least, not too far from here, there's a place called Nico Nico's, which is like the best Greek food you've ever had in your life. And so that kind of competes with any other. I don't think I'll go to Arby's for that. But let us know how it is if you go, Diana. Diana's going to stand at her desk all day today. I really, really respect that, Diana. I try this desk here that I'm at is actually at standing height, but I'm sitting on a stool. I've never made it all day. I've tried. It's supposed to be much better for your back and for the alignment and everything. And Melissa says, I want the gyro too. Oh, Charles, you say euro? Isn't that money over in Europe? See, Deborah had euros in Germany. The exchange rate is really, really tough right now, too. Yeah, let us know, Diana. Okay, everyone. Well, I'm going to go because I got stuff to do. Clear your counters. Get ready for fall. Check out that recipe I told you about. It's in the show description. Thumbs up if you're enjoying the videos. And say it with me, everyone. No matter what life throws at me, I have the ability to make this a fantastic day. Okay, I love you guys so much. We'll see you tomorrow at the same time, 11 a.m. Central in the USA. Bye-bye.